Do you guys like four-petaled flowers? And I do mean specifically four-petaled flowers. Every time I'm like waltzing around my neighborhood or somebody else's neighborhood or really anywhere in the world and I come across a flower with four petals, I 100% of the time am stopping and taking a photo because I just really like that shape. I've always loved a quatrefoil. I love a four-leaf clover. So why am I going on and on about four-petaled flowers? I have been trying Blackwork embroidery, which if you want to know more about that, go check out my other video, but I will give a brief summary. It is a type of embroidery where you use these very cute 2D geometric repeating patterns to make a bigger image or bigger composition. I took out this great book from the library, Blackwork Leslie Barnett, and here are some examples. This is what is called, I believe, counted thread embroidery, which is where you figure out your next step and you make these designs by counting these tiny little holes where the warp and the weft or the interlocking threads combine to make a grid. And then you're like, okay, I came out this one. I have to go one up and one over, put my needle back in there, and then you have a diagonal. So, first thing to do is to actually just practice the patterns before applying them to anything more ambitious. So that is what I set out to do. So I got looking through the book and looking online to what kind of patterns I might want to try first. And I was very, very happy with my options. And I realized it's because so many of these things look like a four-petaled flower, either very obviously like these, or in a more kind of like somewhat more abstract, simplified manner, like, maybe this one or this one. And even the ones that can't really be read as a flower in any way, they still are like the four-petaled flower, symmetrical radially, where it's like four quadrants being, mirrored and reversed that make up the symmetrical object. Oh my God, there has to be a term for that. I am gonna go find the term and I'm gonna come back. Okay, I believe it's called fourfold symmetry or fourfold rotational symmetry. And now we're at the next stage, which is to practice using these to make a bigger image. And I drew these cute ginkgo leaves recently. And, I've always been thinking about plants a lot while doing this. And this is not a four-petal flower, so I'm completely swerving, but it's plants. I changed this ginkgo design to this because I wanted to make it a little bit more simple. And as I was imagining what kind of image I would want to make, I kept finding myself thinking about the fact that it is white fabric, always that same color, showing through the lines of the motifs. And I'm like, but that's a whole nother thing you can play with. What if you color it straight onto the fabric? And that is what I did here. So it's a little bit of a mess, but I think the colors look quite cute. And my next step is actually trying to embroider this.